and welcome to today's discussion on experimental design and psychological research. In this session, we'll break down the core components that go into planning an experiment and explore several types of between subjects designs. So what is experimental design? Let's start with the basics. The design of an experiment refers to its general structure. It's the experimenter's plan for testing a hypothesis. This plan doesn't focus on specific content or details, but rather on a big picture, how the hypothesis will be tested. There are three main factors that shape the design. Number one is the number of independent variables involved. Number two, the number of treatment conditions required to test the hypothesis fairly. And number three, whether the same or different subjects will be used in each treatment condition. Assumptions on subject selection. A fundamental assumption in any experiment is that the subjects are typical of the population they represent. How many subjects do we need? That depends on the variability in people's responses and the effect size of the independent variable or the IV. Once we've selected our participants, we often use random assignment to place them into groups. Between subjects designs. In a between subjects design, different subjects take part in each condition of the experiment. This means that we compare different groups to draw conclusions. The simplest version of this is a two-group design, which we'll now look at in a more detail. Two independent groups design. This design is used when there's one independent variable and two treatment levels. We have two common scenarios here. A control group and an experimental group where the control group might get a placebo, and two experimental groups where each group gets a different non-zero value of the independent variable. With random assignment and enough subjects, we assume these groups start out equivalent. Two matched groups design. But what if we can't rely on a random assignment alone? In cases where we have few subjects or want more control, we use a matched groups design. Here, we match subjects on a variable that is strongly related to the dependent variable, and then assign one of each pair to each condition. There are three types of matching: precision matching, range matching, and rank-ordered matching. This approach can help detect treatment effects more easily, but if we choose the wrong matching variable, it could make things worse instead of better. Multiple groups design. What if we need more than just two conditions? That's where the multiple groups design comes in. Here, there are more than two levels of the independent variable. Subjects are still randomly assigned, and we often use block randomization to ensure equal group sizes. This design allows researchers to observe how low, medium, and high levels of a variable affect the dependent variable, or uncover non-linear patterns of response. However, these designs can be resource-intensive, so they're only used when truly necessary. Pilot studies. Before committing to a full-scale study, researchers might conduct a pilot study. This is a small-scale test to check if the selected levels of the independent variable are appropriate. So, to wrap things up, experimental design is about the structure of testing a hypothesis. Between subject designs use different people for different conditions. And also we have independent groups, matched groups, and multiple groups, each with their own pros and cons. And lastly, careful planning, especially in group assignment and variable control, is essential to drawing meaningful conclusions. So, if you have any questions, you can comment it down. And thank you for your attention and for your listening.